What's going on YouTube? It's Biggs. We're back at it again today with another One Piece trading card game video, and we're going to be talking about green purple Doffy Gurple. That sounds gross, but this deck is gross. That's why we're calling it bleh. This deck is super dirtily massive value game. So if you guys are like mid-range players that just love the value game, this is definitely the deck for you. The deck has massive value generation between Nami. We have this Guild to Sorrow that also helps to fill the hand while Nami is searching on attack. We're able to utilize our leader ability, which if you didn't know, is set 2 Dawn is active at the end step, which is huge, which is why we're able to run not 8 but 12 counter event cards at the 2 Dawn slot. I've seen people experiment with Paradise Waterfall. I don't think you need to use that card personally, just because you're always going to have 2 active. There are very rare situations where you'll have 3 active that you actually want to use for non-offensive reasons. But yeah, so the deck is revolving around this value generation, this amazing defensive package that we have because we'll always be able to have the Dawn up. And then just really powerful top end in our 10-drop Doffy. This card is literally almost a time walk for Magic. You'll be able to just skip your opponent's turn basically by locking all their big attackers out of their turn. Then you get to attack. If you drop multiple of these, forget about it. The game's over. Very hard for your opponent to crawl back out of that one. In the film package, we also have our 7-drop Luffy, which gets a massive value now because it's not just, oh, we can go Luffy into Brook into Nami. It's good, but we have the Great Wall, I call it, because you can go 7-drop into now Uda, and that's 2 blockers for 7 Dawn. Uda is able to lock another character out of attacking you basically by resting it on block. Typically, we try and save her because she's able to do so much work. Unless your opponent is swinging at you with like 6 costs and above, which happens in like Yellow and Whitebeard. Otherwise, this card just gets massive value. Pretty good in the mirror for getting rid of like their Uda blockers themselves. We are playing Queen. Queen is just another way to draw through the deck a little bit. Guild to Sorrow kind of clashes with Doffy a little bit. You kind of have to not attack yet if you're planning on playing the 10-drop. Otherwise, these don't play very well together, but obviously drawing 2 cards for free almost, just at the cost of 2 Dawn, is still very powerful. And a 5k, 6k body, or 5 cost 6k body is amazing. We're running 10 2k counters just because with 12 event counters, you don't really need to run the full 12. Some can argue that you can drop this down to 8. I would probably agree with you. That's it for our defensive package, our event package. Some of our lower to the ground stuff, we are playing some Usopp. It's just another 3 Dawn play. This is a go first deck in my opinion. Your curve is 3 and then 5 and then 7, so I prefer to go first. The difference being is that if we're able to hit a Thunderbog trigger or like this one Union Amardo on going second to increase our down curve by that 1, that's actually pretty huge. That's a whole turn difference of summoning our Monkey D. Luffy on 7. So that does happen when you're going second. So you can always consider whether or not should I take the life or not, just because if you do hit this trigger, it's very powerful. Other than that, our other new card in the deck is this Sugar. So I've looked around. I'm pretty sure I got the rulings correct. So Sugar, when your opponent plays a character, if your leader is a Don Quixote pirate, you may rest her to rest that character. This is extremely powerful. There's no cost restriction. However, you can sort of play around it. Because if your board is very low cost, like characters you don't really care too much about, you can play like a 1-drop or something like that, have Sugar activate. She has to activate. There is no, oh, I'm not going to do it on this character. She will have to trigger, rest something on the board, and then play one of your more higher value plays after. Um, but again, that doesn't make this card bad. This card's still amazing, especially if you've locked your opponent. And all they can do is play one character per turn or something like that. She can still rest it and get massive value. And then that's like just part of the ability because she has yet another one, which is her on play, rest of 4 cost or less. So this is another way to kind of break the mirror a little bit. Rest their Udas against aggro decks, rest their attackers that they're playing. Just very, very powerful card. For 2 Don is amazing, and it has a counter stat, so love this card. These are probably the only new cards in the deck besides our event. Our event 2, which is Paradise Waterfall on Crack. 4K counter instead, and has the same restand a character, which helps us restand our blockers and just get massive value. We can restand our Nami to make sure that she can't be swung into again. And then obviously Punk Gibson's just amazingly powerful trigger, and just again 2 Don always active makes all these 2 Don events just busted. So that's it for the deck. Not much to say. Let's show it off. It's not my favorite deck, but I'm going to show you that it is extremely powerful. Alright guys, we got our first game into Rebecca. We have a 5 in our 7, but not much action otherwise. This is a little better. I will actually play our Buena Fiesta. Don't be afraid to play this. Yes, it's a 2K counter, but it is still the search for our deck. I will actually take the Usopp just to put something on board. Against Rebecca, you do want to have like this go wide strategy, which is why I don't think Doffy's too bad in this matchup. Because again, black and blue subsequently have the same kind of like issues with like how they control board. It's 1-for-1s, or in the case of black, sometimes 2-for-1s, but they can't do much outside of that. So if you go extra wide, their removal starts to look much worse. Here's Orlumbus. We'll just attack for 5 again. I'll play Guilt of Sorrow. I'm probably not going to use the effect right away, just because we have our 10-drop in hand. And we haven't found any of our defensive cards, like 7-drop Luffy, Uda, etc. So I don't have anything to really sit behind yet. So he enters with the 1-for-1. We have our Nami. It's not too bad. So we'll attack for 5 again. We can go 2, and then Nami will be 4, and then Buena Fiesta is 5. I think that's fine. We'll attack for 7. We'll take another Buena Fiesta. We'll play the Buena Fiesta. I'm just not finding the gas, boys. We'll take the chopper, I guess, just to have a little more defense in our hand, and pass. From the Rebecca perspective of this matchup, I mean, he hasn't really had a chance to develop anything, really. But you don't want to... You don't want to develop the Doffy player's hand by attacking them directly. You just want to keep answering the board. But again, it's costing him a lot of resources to do so. I refuse to give that up. He's locked out for the turn. So what we're going to do is... we'll attack here to prevent him from... Alright, we'll take the Uda this time. Having any cost reduction effects for like his removal. He hasn't played what's its face yet, the Kairos. So this with Kyros would just be like instant removal, so just answer it now. I only need 4 Dawn for Uda, so we'll attach 2 Dawn here. We'll attack 7. I just want to burn his hand a little. He just gives it up. We'll attack 6. Then we'll play Uda. Pass. So now he has his cost reduction. You could also attack with it if you wanted to. I don't see that happening though. So he gets my value card. I'm still stuck. I will actually do this because I need Orlumbus off the board. So I'll happily burn through his hand to kill this card. Because this in conjunction with this is infinite, basically. Like he can always just go to KO his Kairos. Sure. And in doing so, just rest the stage and just gets a free cost reduction every turn without even having to rest the character, which I thought was kind of busted. Let me see if I can burn more cards. That's one. Pretty good turn for us. He has 3rd Orlumbus. He's hit his 15 card threshold. So now that he's tapped out, I can kill at least one of these. He's going to play the second one, I'm assuming. Interesting. Do I give it up? I mean, he's giving me what I wanted. That's fine. So like I said, this is all tapped out now, so this should be free. We'll attack like this. He hasn't put any pressure on me this game, so it's been pretty free. Just play sugar. I mean, technically I could just do this. I can just try and kill one of these little bugs. There we go, and pass. So now sugar makes it awkward for his next play. Alright, so he does it like that. This is fine. Gets King Kong gun. That's scary. That's fine. Could have saved sugar. Play sugar again. So he has no Oko opportunity here. with King Kong Gun. He's just gonna try and KO my Doffy, I guess. So if I make him restand, right, and do it again, or do I just hold it? I think that's fine. You'd have to have another blocker. That's fine. I could go 7 and then 8. Do I just go for the kill? Not too sure. Let me see what his trash is looking like. I mean, in black, it is very reasonable to think that he has dead cards left. Like if this last card's a King Kong Gun, I'm gonna try. And if he counters out, then yep, I figured. All right, we got our second game into Katakuri. I'll take second from him just to make his curve a little awkward. It depends on how he built it though. Just because Katakuri now can play a go first curve if he really wants to by adding a copy or two of 9-drop. They have the new 5-drop 7k that is a Big Mom pirate, so it's better for their deck. So they have options. There's a dedicated go second version that I play that I think is just better. But he can definitely have a pretty decent on curve play now of 3-5-7. I will counter that one. I don't want to go down too low. We'll take the only card we can't take and pass. No trigger? Yep. So like I said, this is the remedy for all of Katakuri's woes. It doesn't matter which way he goes, he's going to slam beaters on you now. So what do I do? What do I do? I think we just attack 5. Use this. Get another Luffy. And just chain them back to back. So I go Queen. My next Dawn turn is 7. No trigger. He paused for a second. It was probably beige. Beige is probably the only trigger that like you'd look at and you're like, what do I do this for? The answer is nothing. Alright, cool. So our hand is gas. Don't know what I want to get rid of. Maybe just the Gibson, I guess. Pass. I don't want to throw away 2k counters. I don't want to throw away Brook yet, just for later in the game. and we can go 1, 2, and then something else. Right now we're just gonna go like this, our traditional 7 into Uda play. That's fine, we'll just spiderweb and save our Nami. No 6-drop, which is nice. If he had played 6-drop vanilla Parasparrow, it's kind of a nightmare. I hate that card. 2k that way. It's just Sanji into Pudding, which is good for me. Alright, and we'll just attack 5 into life. I'm not going to attack with Nami yet because we aren't going to get any value. Although I could, just because I can spiderweb. I'll just do this, no action though. It is yellow, we can't just let him do nothing the whole game. So he had a Thunderbolt in hand, plays another Sanji, so we'll 7-drop into Uda, pass with 2 Don. Then we'll be able to go again. Depending on what happens to the board here, we have a way to refill very quickly. So this is looking pretty solid. What we'll do is we'll Gibson the Sanji that can attack. Make him attack this way. No one will block and a 1k. So we're getting close, setting up our 7-drop as very, very, very powerful swing. I think we just swing 7. Swing 7 into the 5. Get rid of his blockers. I'll swing 5 into lead. We'll take any 2k counter here. We'll take number 1 in Fiesta, it's just better. He takes. And then I'll be able to go 7-drop into Uda again. Attack 6 into 5. We'll go 7 into Uda. And then next turn, our 10-drop just locks the board. Yeah, it's very hard for him to climb out. 10-drop, I mean, is a card, obviously, but I got a pretty scary board. He decides not to attack wisely just because of the 10-drop turn. But he is in a rough spot because now I just get to play cards. I get to play cards and just attack him. So it is definitely rough, no matter what. Again, do I take another 2k counter? I think I do. Uda would have been nice, but like we already have a wall going. Like 9 with one of these guys. Force the block or 3 cards. He decides to go to 0, which is very dangerous. That being said, now I think I can just attack with Queen. I kind of misplayed. I didn't count my Dawn. Always take a time to plan out your turn, because this should have been 4 Dawn for 2 events here. So it makes it a little awkward for me. We'll block like that. last one. Like, I don't think he can realistically stop the whole board here. Even if he 10 drops again. I'll put him at 7 cards in hand. Attacking Nami Swan. Just discard the Brook. Just putting... I think Katakuri would be his best find there. Plays more Sanji. More Sanji. That's fine. Yeah, there's no way for him to climb out of that one. That was just too much value too early. His triggers, to be fair, were kind of shitty. Like, he didn't really find much. Like, obviously he found what he wanted at the end game, but sometimes that's just not enough. Alright, we got a mirror match here. This is going to be super awkward. He's going second, I'm going first. I will actually keep this hand and pass. Just because sugar, like I said, is a way to help break through the onslaught that is Nami's and Uta's and Value Train. Buena Fiesta into Brook. Let's see what he does after. Double Fiesta? What are we thinking about, my man? Trying to order the bottom? Which is, it happens. Like, I've played some really long games into Rebecca and definitely have seen my whole deck. I had like 18 cards left and I already knew what was on the bottom of my deck from all the drawing from Nami and stuff, so. Sometimes it does happen, and this is a grindy matchup, so it could happen. I'm used to remembering these things from law. Those are always things you need to know as a law player. It's just what you're putting on the bottom, because it's not that hard to see your whole deck sometimes, unless you're playing zeros all day. Yep. So now we play that sugar. Just attack 5. Gets rid of his own sugar. I'm only going to attack for 7, just so I can play my Buena Fiesta. It doesn't matter, 7 and 8 is the same thing if he has 2 Dawn up. It's going to counter to 9. See how much he cares. Best case scenario for him is Punk Gibson get rid of this. Doesn't have it. I grabbed another, I think I grabbed the 2K. Do I just take the body? My hand is kind of light, so I think I take the body, to be honest. Sixth on, so he has to play like, that's fine, that goes there. So if I'm him, I attack with Buena Fiesta here before he tries to go there. It's just to bait anything. I'm not gonna save this. Alright, decides not to go for the value play. I think that's a bit of a misplay, but we'll see. I think, man, my hand is not looking hot. I think we just go 9 here. I don't really have much to develop here. Next turn I can go double 4-drop and pass that way. This will demand 2 cards from him. gives it up again. In which case we'll just attack for 6. Next turn is his Luffy turn, so I'm just gonna set up the sugar play and pass. I wouldn't attack it that way just because it does again open myself up for him to punk Gibson this, and then I won't be able to trigger her on his turn. I'll throw away an Uda. Thank you. Hi. So massive value here. All three his on play trigger first, and then mine. I think we just hit the Nami. And then just try and ram our face there. That's okay. Again, I don't have much going on here. What is going on, deck? It's all 4 Uda. No Nami, no 7 drop. Ay, ay. This is rough. I guess we'll attack 9 into 5. Paradises. This is why I don't like Paradise Waterfall. It's just 2 cards straight up all the time. It's 1 Don, sure, but it's meh. We'll attack 0 into 0. I can attack 9 into 7 and not leave myself anything really. I think it's worth it, to be honest. Or I can just go 10. I'm not gonna bluff that I'm holding a Paradise. I can burn 2 more cards here. Doesn't have it, pass. So this is 10 Don turn though. You can lock my leader. I mean, right now I don't have much of anything. So like me losing the board's not the end of the world. Trigger being like the most useful card on my board besides Usopp. Definitely fell behind a little bit. He's definitely seeing a lot more of the cards we want to see in the mirror. The sugar is super helpful though, because it's much more awkward for him to play around without things like Buena Fiesta or his own sugar. Like Doffy doesn't have any on-play rest effects besides her. There's the Nami swing. We'll do 1. If he doesn't attach any Don, that's just signaling the 10 drop. This time we'll let it go. He's just gonna attack me for 5. I mean, it's that or nothing. If I click cancel, she's just gonna rest herself and not target anything. So, yep. There's another Nami. Gets Luffy, so one card in the hand is at least dead. Oh my goodness, deck. Alright, I'm just destined to not win this game. What sucks too is that he's gonna draw 2 cards no matter what I do. So, just go 10 into 6. And then play this Uda finally. This is rough. This is why mirror matches are so polarizing, because it no matter who wins, it's gonna feel bad. It's like, oh, well, he just drew everything, and I drew shit. I don't even think this hand could beat any other deck. Like, this is so bad. 4 Uda, 2 Usops, 2 Sugar. That has been my whole hand this entire game. The 1 Fiesta was nice. I will happily take 1 card, please. I don't think it's worth burning. Okay, attacks with a Nami means I can rest the other one so he doesn't get to draw 2 cards. A whiff would be fucking phenomenal. Doesn't activate. So in that case, we'll use card action, Dawn minus, tap that, and then Spiderweb there. Ten drop would still feel really, really bad. Our own 10 drop, however, off the top would be a fucking rip. That would be nasty. Alright, it's just the Luffy that we knew about into not Uda, please. Into nothing. Wow. I don't really want to go down. I'll take 1 more. Alright, the queen's not terrible. Can help us dig a little because we're looking pretty sad. Let's Guilt to Sorrow. Oh my god. At the risk of this being a Punk Gibson, I really don't know what I want to do here. I think we just queen. There's the 10 drop I wish we had this turn. Does it just drop to Sorrow? No, I don't think so, right? I think playing the Tesoro is better. Then we'll drop the Usopp. We won't attack and we'll just play Gil Tesoro pass. We can get 3 blocks. And try and climb out somehow. We have 3 blocks and a life. This is rough. I don't know what I do here. I think trying to get extra cards and this 10 drop to stick is my only way out. Counter with Sugar. Still has 2 swings. I have 2 blocks. No trigger, there's nothing. What do you have, more 7-drop goodness? Or were you hoping to attend me, like by me blocking and countering and stuff? I'm not sure. If so, I think that was a mediocre play. If I play 10 drop and he doesn't attack with this, I'm gonna rest this way, just because I would force him to swing with the brook to get more value. And there's the 10 drop. Doesn't attack. So we'll play our own 10. We're gonna target like this. I mean, if he has whatchamacallit, it is what it is, right? I'm just gonna swing 5 into there. If he has Gibson for the Uda, there's not much I was gonna be able to do anyway. Okay, we'll attack again, we'll use action, draw 2. Oh my god. This game was bad. Use the 2k counter and we pass. Still has 3 attacks, but now I only have the 1 blocker. My hand's full of events. I think you attack with Brook first. Just doing the math. I still think you do the Brook first, just because obviously I have 2 Donna. But this makes the swing too hard for me to stop. I have 3 dead cards, unfortunately. And now he doesn't. It's like he can hear me. So he thinks it through. This is the better play by far. 2 and a 1. If I had any other combination of cards, I probably just punish him right now, but it is what it is. GG. Yeah, I needed my cards not to be dead there. Alright guys, that's the video. Unfortunate way to end. Not much that we saw there that would have helped us. But you can see that the deck is very powerful. Can you still brick? Any deck can brick, guys. There's no deck that has 100% consistency besides maybe Whitebeard, which is why he's probably the only leader in the game that's bannable. But other than that, deck's super strong. I love playing this deck sometimes, but it's just it's so scummy. It's so good. Is it the best deck in the format? Probably not, but it's still really strong. I know some people had issues with my placements of characters on the tier list, but let's be real, guys. The top 6 decks are the top 6 decks. They're not going to go anywhere. Katakuri, Rebecca, Doffy, and the red trio are the best decks in the format. Come September, do not delude yourself into thinking otherwise. Are other decks viable? Absolutely, guys. Can you still play other decks? Absolutely. Just when we're looking at a competitive angle, what we're going to see winning tournaments, this is what it's going to be. Don't be surprised if early on, again, red decks will be all over the place because these decks are new. A lot of people, even if they're playing on the sim, aren't playing good players or testing enough against everything. So again, it's going to be red dominated in the beginning, as most formats usually are, across all card games. Like in Magic, we have a deck called Red Deck Wins. It's like some combination of really aggressive red cards, and in the beginning of every format, even if it's not a great deck, it'll still perform well because aggro is easier to play, and people trying to play more complex strategies, like it takes time. No matter how much playtesting you think you've done, it takes time. You're still going to make mistakes. So that's how that's going to go. But stop rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.